Okay. Meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. Woo!
Yay.
Yes!
Finally.
Woo! We did it.
We're going to blame Facebook today, guys.
Yes, we're blaming Facebook.
Zuckerberg.
BeFed. Woo!
Hey, thank you all. Thank you all for joining. Again, another installation of BeFed. Just my effort to bring forth some great information and resources for y'all to be fed in all your areas of mind, body, and soul and spirit. Today we got a special guest. Y'all probably recognize him. He got one of those memorable faces. But we got Marquise Martin Hayes here, and then of course we have Coach Donnie. And I'm gonna give them a little second to introduce themselves. Marquise, since you're the guest, I'm gonna let you go first.
Sure. So I'm Marquise Martin Hayes, and I am a person who just loves people, and everything I do is designed to help people be empowered to discover how amazing they already are by helping them get the barriers out of the way, whether that's nutritionally, mentally, emotionally. Those are my specialties. That's what I love to do. On the side, I act. I'm an actor. I love the game. I'm a wellness coach, certified raw vegan nutritionist, getting back in school to get like Donnie, go ahead and become a naturopathic doctor at some point. But anyway, at the end of the day, I'm a person who loves life, loves his family, and I love empowering people.
Thanks, man. Look, great to have you, man, and looking forward to some information that you can feed us, man.
Thank you.
Donnie, you want to introduce yourself again?
Yes. My name is Geordoni McCoy. I'm a life coach, and I help people go from waiting to creating a life with way more clarity, confidence, and a life that feels way more in alignment with your core values. So happy to be here.
Thank you, Donnie. Thank you, Donnie. So, Marquise, I actually looked at a couple of your websites. We're going to call them that today, so we don't have a...
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and I looked at a couple of, man, some great information, man, some really profound information, stuff that you would think would be inherently, knowledgeable to us, but sometimes we just need somebody else to explain it. You do a great job of breaking things down. One of the things that I really struck me was you had a post on visioning and not quitting. I'm gonna give you the floor. I just want you to touch on those subjects, but I want you to just, man, feel free to whatever you think we need to be fed, man, just feed us. But if you touch on those, you'll be feeding me personally. So I appreciate it.
Cool. So Donnie, I welcome you to join as well, because vision is one of your primary focuses. The short version is there really is no short version. Let me put it to you this way. So I grew up in church. And so one of the scriptures that stuck with me was, without a vision, the people perish. Translated modern day, what that means to me, without a vision, people go crazy and they lose their goddamn mind.
It's where we are today as a country, right?
No. So that's because we have no vision. There's no one saying this is the way. This is for that doesn't exist. And so it's every man for himself. So when I think about vision, when I think about my life and the way I've been geared and raised, I think about the experiences that I've had. Eric, you and I both being military brats have had the opportunity. We didn't know it was vision, but to be put in places that cause us to see things we wouldn't normally see, to have experiences we wouldn't normally have. I remember one of my first Oktoberfest. I was kind of like, we're just marching and they're drinking, but I was young, so I didn't really care. But it was just fun. Tall, skinny people with hairy armpits that look nothing like me, with super tight up Adidas, but it opened my mind. And it allowed me to see and learn about somebody other than the people on my block. And all of those things, along with the learning and training and book reading my father made me do in life, really stretched me. And so the short version, going back to that idea, is without a vision, yeah, we do a lot of crazy stuff. We find ourselves in positions where we shouldn't be. We find ourselves in relationships we really don't want to be. We find ourselves making choices in life that make zero sense. And the way the world is designed, it eats it right up.
Can you, real quick, just before we get too far in it, can you define vision? Because like I said, a lot of us hear the word vision, and this goes back to some of the things Donnie was telling me, that you hear the words and you know the words, but you don't really understand the definition of the words. And I had that with Joy. But can you define vision in your own words, of course?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be in my own words, because that's the first time I ever had somebody ask me that question. And I'm like, how do I define vision? For me, it's so, the idea of it's so innate. I never really thought about the definition, but how I would define it is simply how you see yourself in the world relating to your purpose. And what I mean by that is, when I think about me and how I'm uniquely designed, my emotions, my desires, my skill set, what does that look like fully flushed out? If I were to die today, will I have lived what I felt like was the thing I should be doing with my skills and talents? And to me, vision falls inside of that.
No, I like that. I like that definition. Donnie, you got a layman's definition of vision for yourself?
Yeah. So I'm like Marquise, no one's ever asked me that. But you know what? I think vision is, although this sounds really basic, right? Vision is what you're able to see for yourself.
Yes.
So you can have a good vision, okay, which is ideally what we want, you know, when we say vision. But then there's some people that based on the story of their life, Eric, we've gone over stories a lot, right? Based on whatever story they have implanted in them, blah, 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 that they're walking around in the world telling themselves, their vision could actually be really negative vision. Like a lot of people feel like the world's going to end by the end of 2020. That is their vision.
Yeah.
Their vision. Okay.
Yeah.
So vision, depending on who you are as an individual and what your take on the world is going to be completely different.
I like that. That's actually very intriguing. I like that a lot. I'm gonna read. Okay, so I'm gonna read this Merriam-Webster definition, but I really want to go there with what you talked about because I think that's critical, right? So someone can be like, "That is my vision," and we have to really sit back and question it. But I want us to dive into it. That's fun, Donnie. So Merriam-Webster says it's the ability to see, or it's the ability to see, sight or eyesight, something that you imagine, a picture that you see in your mind, something that you see or dream, especially as a part of a religious or supernatural experience. That's the basic fundamental definition. But I love what Donnie said. Your vision might be to go do something absolutely crazy. And so you're holding that.
I mean, there's a lot of people like, you know, since we're going there, right? I don't want to go there too much. I don't want to polarize, you know, too much.
Yeah.
However, there's a lot of people that are saying, you know, get your guns, get ready, right? That's their vision. There's other people on the other side, like myself, that I'm going to be really honest, and this is going to sound crazy as hell, but Eric knows I don't care. Because I believe that extraordinary people do extraordinary things. But anyways, so I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to miss 2020 when 2020 is over. And I'm going to tell you why. Because myself and so many people I know, we've expanded and grown so much in such, we grew to the point where it hurt at times, right? But it was growth that was taking place. And I don't know if 2021 is going to offer me that opportunity. Okay. So, you know, it depends on where you come from. For me, I was like, man, 2021 better bring it, because 2020, I grew like nobody's business. Yeah. So it depends. Is the world going to end, or you're like, woo, this is so much growth, I want more? Yeah. Depends on who you are.
That's good. You know,
never looked into the negative aspect of visioning.
I hadn't either.
So yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
That's why I'm a coach.
Real quick before y'all get into the meat.
Yeah.
So like I said, I kind of have a definition of my own, and it kind of lines up with y'all's. But one thing that brought it to home was that in the military, I went to an officer training school. They have these visioning exercises, so you can envision yourself as the leader that you're supposed to be. And at first it was funny because I thought it was kind of corny. I was like, man, we sitting here in a dark movie theater. They turn off all the lights. They give you this big old presentation of, how patriotic you should be. Then they shut off the lights and let you actually, dig deep into yourself. And they have this subliminal, talking. And it actually moved me a little bit. And I was just like, wow. And so that's how I got introduced to vision, what a vision is. And so now, especially with the help of Donnie, man, like picturing myself in the future is like, I do that every day. I do that before I go to sleep every night. I vision, and I didn't know, I couldn't define it back then. I was just dreaming. But now I understand that I'm actually really visioning. And so I think people need to know how healthy that is, and how it's not a bad thing when, you dream like that. That's just your vision of what you want to be in life. So I just wanted to touch on that.
It's good. I like that. I think that from Coach Donnie's perspective, but she talked about the other side, right? And this is fun. I'm like, I love good content. This is good. So I think about people that are broken emotionally, mentally. And so typically, if the vision looks like destroying, destruction, harming someone else, you're probably broken mentally or emotionally and holding on to some junk in your trunk that's destroying who you are. And I'm willing to bet that that is not the vision you would have if your life was whole, if you had a sense of purpose, if you had a sense of wholeness. And so when we talk about that, when people have that vision, throw it against the wall. How does that fit with who I actually am? Not who I am in response or reacting to my anger, my pain, my frustration, my rage, but when I'm calm and nothing is wrong. Like, to me, that is the gateway where visioning has to begin, which sounds like your military experience, Eric. They put you in there, they gave you some ideas, and they turned the lights off so that you can look within. And as you looked within with a sense of inspiration, it allows you to look for inspiration within you from a whole place to come up with, to hear, to discover a possibility of what we call a vision. But Coach, I love that you brought that up. That's huge. What about? And so that's part of the answer. And Coach, I want to know what you think. What about those who find themselves like, yeah, I'm just about to take somebody out. That's what my vision is, and make sure you understand that's what's going to happen.
So we have different layers. We have different emotional layers. Okay. Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to help whoever is watching. I want you to envision, okay, yourself when you were younger, or even children. Envision children in a playground. Okay. Yeah. We all have that inner child still within us. Like Donnie has a little girl, honey, because let me tell you, Donnie loves to dance, okay? Let's see. Oh, I want to know, what do you guys love to do that's your little boy? There you go. What do you like to do, Eric, that's your little boy? Play basketball, right?
I do, yeah.
Exactly. See. So, how about you, Marquise? What do you like to do that's your little boy?
I love just loving on people.
There you go. So we all have like a little boy, a little girl within us.
Yep.
And, so when you look at children, if they grew up in homes where parents actually made an effort and there was no emotional abuse or physical abuse, you will notice at their core, and I'm going to keep touching on this as BeFed moves along, and it sounds corny to some people, but it's not corny, it's the truth, okay? Mm-hmm. At their core, they are love. Mm-hmm. At their core, okay? They are taught fear. They're taught anger, pain, rejection, regret. So depending on where that happened in your life, yep, then that means you're stuck in one of your layers.
Yep.
Okay, you're not at your core. You're stuck in one of your layers. So, like, for example, say I'm in a relationship, right? And I'm angry. I'm in fear, okay, because my man's gonna leave me, and he's angry because he feels like I'm not respecting him, right? Because I believe for men is love them, like respect then love. For women is love then respect. But anyways, so okay, so say we're at these two different layers, right? So it is our layers that are arguing. It is my fear and his anger that are going back to back, not our love and appreciation. We're not at our core.
Right, that's correct.
We're not at our core. So for anyone, say you want to go out and do something violent or whatever, right? You're in one of your layers.
That's correct.
You're in one of your layers. And that's why Eric mentioned that example that they turned off the lights, right? Because you know what? They don't want no stimulation. If you see this, you see that, distraction. No, you were able to actually go back into your core. And when you, like Eric, when we do guided meditations, right? Like you lay down, all this stuff, you go back to your core, and then that's when you're able to be who you truly are, because all the other stuff is layers.
Yeah. Donnie,
there's so much clarity in that. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Marquise.
No, just really quick, because you remind me of something when people would ask me about vision that came back when you were talking. It's who you were before life kicked you in the butt.
That's
before
right.
life kicked you in the butt and said, this is how hard it is, and all that other stuff that Coach Donnie just talked about.
T-shirt material. Who
That's-
were you before life kicked you in the ass?
Yes.
I like that.
That's what
I like that.
about. Before
Right.
life kicked you and said, this is what it is, who were you before that? That's
Yes, that is relatable. That's very relatable. Who
Yeah.
were you before life kicked you in the ass? And there's a question that you can ask yourself. It's a very coach, question, right? But it's a very profound question. And if you write this down, if you're listening, I guarantee you this will change a moment for you.
Mhm.
Who am I without this thought? Who am I without this thought of anger? Who am I? Who am I without this thought of fear? Who am I without the thought that other people that don't look like me are racist? Who am I at my core? Am I really this?
Yeah.
And when you start to question, who are you without that thought? I guarantee you're going to start looking at things a little different.
And it's tricky. It's tricky because we grow up in a society that teaches you to devoid yourself of who you are, to find identity in something outside of you, in the football team, in the job, in the education, in the role, to keep you from turning down the lights and going within.
I'm on fire today. Hold up.
Go ahead, Ian. Go ahead, Ian. What you got?
What you got, Donnie?
Look. Mindset problem number one.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't grab anything else from this, you please write this down. As a society, we place too much value on whatever intellectual looks like. So, like, I'm going to give you an example. Say you go to college, right? And, say you might hate your major. Maybe you just did it because your parents told you to, whatever, wherever you're doing it. And then at the end, they celebrate your success, right? They celebrate your success. That's not a celebration of success. That's a recognition that you succeeded every day. That is a recognition that you succeeded every month that you showed up. That's not success.
That's real.
But as a society, we place such a high value on whatever what's in your resume. What are the letters behind your names? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that look, I like money. I like success.
Absolutely.
I love it. Okay. But what I'm saying is when you place that and it's so off balance, okay, that everything has to do with your resume and what school you went to and all this external stuff, and you have no acknowledgement of what your emotional health looks like.
None.
That's an issue.
That's actually kind of scary that you said that because in law school, I guess, we put that pressure on ourselves and you see so many breakdowns because if they don't attain that certain level, like if I don't make first in class, and you see so many emotional breakdowns because they're, like you said, they're prioritizing that educational highlight as over their emotional health. That's pretty good.
And you know what? Don't get me wrong. Like I value, okay. Say I'm a real estate investor as well, but I was in a situation a couple years ago and I needed a good attorney and and she was a great attorney. So I value the study of education. I value knowledge. I value the application of knowledge. What I don't agree with is, for example, why doesn't that school also offer a resource to help you guys balance? That's what I'm talking about. Like there's even studies that are out that show that if you include guided meditation in inner city schools, okay, that's less. Yes, that all I'm asking for, it's not that we minimize, right, the value of something. I keep talking about this over and over is that can we please try to balance it out just a little bit more, because then the people that are going right for the advanced degrees, the people that are pretty much killing themselves, we actually are able to provide them a resource to teach them how to handle this.
Yeah.
And I will say, just in my own experience, those things have helped me better cope with those stresses that I'm dealing with now. So like I said, for those out there that don't think it's for them or think it may be, just lame or corny or something like that, I can attest to the value that it provides, just peace of mind. Like I said, it allows you to get back into your core, release all the stresses for even if only for a minute, and then allows you to focus what energy you have on what's priority, what you want to be the priority. And so like I said, I'll advocate to the day I die that these methods are tried and true.
Hey, I got a question. If we could, because I don't want to miss out on the value that Marquise has, right? Like he's such a wealth of knowledge in so many areas. I want to tap a little bit into the health and maybe a vision of health, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that and like speak to the men, speak to the men that are watching, right? And speak to the women that maybe can share this with the men and how the men will actually pay attention to this stuff.
Got my pen ready.
So that's a layered question. And I'll begin with part of the reason why the hood functions the way it does is because of deprivation of nutrients to the human body. What I mean by that is, it is very known knowledge in the nutritional scientific world that if you starve the brain of amino acids and enzymes that come from real food, that you cause hormones to go in disarray. So if every corner is fast food or no food, when they go to eat the food, they're missing vital nutrients that cause the brain to function like it should, because that comes through leaves and plants. But what they have as options are chicken and cheese. So if you continue to allow people to be fed that way, then although they're amazing, they're the best of the ones who made it over, they can't function like it because their whole body is in agony and disarray on the inside, fighting itself, causing their hormones to be imbalanced. So they can't articulate, they can't communicate, they can't solve problems because their body, their mind, their energy, the electrical being that we are, is in disarray. Free radicals are all over the place. So no wonder sickness is high. No wonder violence is high. No wonder medication, the need for it is high. No wonder obesity is high. It starts with the plate. Because if you're not giving your body what it's designed to have, there's no way in hell you can function like you're supposed to. So the secret has been keep the food away. Keep the food away. I was reading a stat talking to a client yesterday. 70% of the country is dehydrated.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chronically dehydrated, meaning not some days they get their water in. If this is the board, they live down here. So when you live down here, guess what else shows up? 70% of the country is also overweight and obese. And when you're overweight and obese, your body's not functioning like it's, okay, if you're big, that's fine, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your body's not functioning like it's supposed to. Therefore, you don't get to show up like you'd really like to. Now, as a foundation, you have to have that as we dive into this, to the rest of this arena of health and wellness. If you're not right on your plate, which is what determines how you respond outward, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Foundation laid, generally speaking. All right, so now talk about men. Fellas.
Can you share how old you are, Marquise? I don't mean to interrupt, but.
Yes, I'm 23.
Yeah. Come on, Marquise, bring it.
No, seriously though, like I said, y'all are going to be in the for a shot because I promise you I couldn't believe it.
I'm 47.
And he's not on one medication.
Not one.
Respect.
Hello.
I don't.
You're vegan, aren't
last
you?
time I took medication.
Are you vegan or vegetarian?
I am somewhere between vegan and pescatarian.
Oh, okay. What does pescatarian mean? Because
it means that they eat fish. I may have it occasionally.
Okay.
So it is what it is. My focus is not the title, because that's a whole other conversation. Because if you care more about an animal than you care about another person, don't let me go there. Don't let me go there. So, you know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff on pets, let's take care of some people. But that's a different conversation. So anyway, man, let's just go there really quick. So all this macho, all the things that you've become that's really not even who you are, it's been what you've been fed. The Four Agreements, one of my favorite books. You don't believe what you believe. You just do it because it's what's been given to you, and you have not had enough information about another topic to believe and make a choice wisely. So all you meat and potato heads, all you I don't eat vegetables and all that crap, you are defying yourself, and you're killing yourself a lot faster than you understand. Now, at 40, I wanted to do
What
some.
other areas are they killing, Marquise?
Huh?
What other areas in their life are they killing?
Your woman is. I'm trying to think about how to be nice about this.
Don't be nice. Feed them that raw energy.
I'm like,
Feed
let's
them.
get to the nitty-gritty, okay?
Don't be nice.
Look, we're adults. Hopefully adults only watching this.
All I can tell you is this. Look.
Oh, it's not going to get anything crazy. It's just having a health conversation.
If you are having problems in the bedroom, and research and commercials tell us that the majority of you are, it's your fault. Let's just start with that. It's your fault. Food doesn't allow your body to function like it's supposed to, because you'd rather be macho and feel masculine and feel the adrenaline of animal blood and the tension and the energy from all that, and the macaroni and cheese and all the things that makes you so manly. You keep it up and go ahead and order the purple pill, the blue pill, and whatever pill you can find. I have no problems.
See, he's drinking.
I don't either. First of all, I don't either. Donnie, I don't know if you're speaking from your personal experience, but I haven't had those issues yet, but I'm trying to prevent that too.
And so I'm messing with people on purpose. But here's the plan though. Seriously, no joke. All jokes aside, like seriously, you should never need medication. Medication only treats symptoms. Let's start with that. I'm not opposed to medication. If I'm in the street and I get hit by a car, I tell my clients this all the time: don't bring me kale juice. Get me to a doctor to get me some medicine, okay? So I have great respect for it. But when we talk about the human body and the way it's designed to heal and repair itself, and we talk about the bedroom, you should never have a problem. The reason you have a problem is because your arteries get clogged, because there's not enough oxygen in your cells, because there's not enough hydration in your body that allows your body to function and heal and repair like it's supposed to. That gut you have, that is your worst enemy. Whoever you are, you want to get rid of that. And the way to get rid of it is to eat foods that are more alkaline in nature, that are more alive in nature, that allow the body to heal and repair itself. If you don't, I know Eric said yet, but since we're connected, I'm not worried about him anymore. If you don't, although you don't have a problem yet, you're guaranteed to have one. And here's why. Your body wasn't designed to eat the crap you keep giving it. So at some point, it has to start dying off to try to protect your vital organs just to keep you alive. Just to keep you alive. Like, I remember when I learned that fat is your friend. People are like, what? Yeah, fat is your friend. Fat is your body's attempt to pull away the poison and toxins from your vital organs just so you can stay alive.
Good fat.
So literally, no, I mean even the waste that you can't get rid of because of diet, you meaning whoever you are.
Yeah.
Because of diet, your body's trying to keep you alive, so it can't excrete it because you've not given it enough living nutrients, you've not giving it enough hydration, so it packs it away.
Oh, I got it.
To keep you alive. The bedroom is simple. It's simple. Start with the plate, and then I'm gonna give you a couple tips. Okay, y'all listening?
Write them down.
I'm about to give you some concoction stuff. Get yourself some maca root. It is a natural fruit, mostly grown in Peru.
Spell that one out for me real quick.
Oh, the maca tastes nasty. I'm sorry.
Maca has a smoky taste. She's not lying, but if you mix it with some chocolate, stir it in your oatmeal, or put it in your coffee, you'll forget about it. And really? Donnie, I love what you said, Coach. It tastes nasty. That is the primary problem we have with not converting to foods that actually help us, because our palate has been so deceived over time that we use it as our tool to determine how we live. But brother, if you start missing in the bedroom, you better stop using this as your tool. Take a look down and decide to do something different. The beautiful part about it, though, is your palate will naturally adjust over time. Donnie's right. It is a taste you have to get used to. I'm about to tell you the second ingredient that I love so much that I'm still getting used to. But because I understand, it helps me feel alive. Now, maca is just not the bedroom, just to be really clear. It's stamina for the entire body.
Yeah.
So that you feel alive and present throughout the day. That's what we're talking about. Not just the bedroom.
And it helps,
but it's a byproduct.
Balance for women too, I believe.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember one of my clients, we had this smoothie called the Chocolate Lover. One of my clients, they loved it because the taste was perfect, right? It tasted really great. And so she went to work one day after having it a day or two, and she's like, okay. Came back to me. She's like, what's in that chocolate lover? And I told her, and I said to Maka, she goes, what does Maka do? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's part of reproduction and feeling stamina alive. She goes, oh, I don't want another one of those. I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, you didn't like it? She's like, no, I loved it. But I found myself at work all of a sudden looking at the boys going by, and I was like, oh. So it helps restore your body back to its natural state. You're supposed to be turned on. You're supposed to be excited. You're supposed to be aware of whatever you're attracted to and excited about it, because that's just human nature. And
Just increase maca stock, like probably 100-fold.
I know, right? and then the second ingredient, particularly for men. So maca is great for women too, right? Just for feeling alive and helping balance your hormones. Because remember, at the beginning of the conversation, the standard American diet, or the SAD diet as we call it, is designed to numb everything in you. So when we get back to maca, and we're talking about maca and its ability to heal and repair, all you're doing is getting back to where you're supposed to be. Second ingredient.
SAD diet.
Long Jack. SAD diet, yeah. Standard American diet.
That's deep. That is deep.
Yeah. Long Jack.
Like just that one. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Long Jack is so potent. You use maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. That's how strong the flavor is. When you think maca is tough, Long Jack
sounds horrible.
But
that doesn't even
it helps heal. It helps heal. It helps the body function like it's supposed to. It promotes blood flow. That's the plan. Another ingredient that I use on a regular basis is chia seeds. Why chia seeds? Chia pet. Chia seeds are important. Why? Because they help you with stamina. What do you mean they help you with stamina? Well, when your blood sugar is balanced, you don't have crashes. And chia seeds help balance your blood sugar as well as your omegas. They help with your omegas as well as one other ingredient I love about your energy. So when I used to run a lot, I would go out on a 10-mile run, and for breakfast, all I would have is a teaspoon of chia seeds and some water. I'd run the full 10 miles and feel strong at the end because my blood sugar was balanced throughout the day, during my exercise. I didn't need any supplements. I didn't need any pre-workouts or any of those things. I used real food. Chia seed is a real food. Long Jack is a real food. Maca is a real food. Something you can go buy in a store or order on Amazon.
I was going to ask you, where can I get all these at? But
Amazon's a great place to get some of those things. The last ingredient, not last, but another ingredient I want to share. Women, everything I've shared so far also helps you. Know that. But this one in particular, I love for women, and that is flax seeds. Flax seeds are phenomenal. Flax seeds are phenomenal for many purposes. But one, if you feel like you need omegas and you feel like you need more fat in your diet or you're craving fat, flaxseed is filled with omega-3s, and it helps your body replace that in a natural way because it's a real food. And when I talk about real foods, if you're taking it in regular amounts, there are no side effects because it's real food, unless you have an allergy to it, which you can find out why that is by changing your whole diet, because 9 times out of 10, it's not that. It's that reacting to some junk that you have inside of you. Different conversation. But flax seeds for women, here's why. Let me tell you. Tired of crazy menstrual cycles? Tired of cramping up to the pain to the point where you hurt or you need medicine? Throw some flaxseed in your diet. Change the plate first, because flaxseed's not going to fix it, but it helps particularly during those times because of the omegas and the fats that's built in the flaxseed. They actually helps your body regulate itself, because whether you knew it or not, menstruation should not be painful and difficult. It is a natural process. But the reason it's painful and difficult, dehydration, lack of nutrients, nothing there to replenish it. So the body then is fighting against itself versus the natural flow that should exist.
Learning a lot today.
Whoever's watching this, if you find this information valuable, share. Somebody you know, if it's not you, somebody you know needs this. So, okay.
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, I remember when working with, I'm gonna tell you how powerful this is, the whole diet change. One quick story. I remember we were working with a client who has it'll click, endometriosis. So she came to us and she says, Marquise, I really need to talk to you. I need to get on your plan. And I'm like, okay, cool. So she's like, I just want to, smoothies and juices. If you can make them for me and coach me on what to eat and stuff. I need to try for 30 days. So I was like, okay, great. Sounds good. Let's do it. So we do it. So then the 30 days goes by. She calls me or texts me or something. Hey, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, cool. We'll get together soon. And she hit me up again. And I was like, we'll get together. Long story short, it took us 2 weeks to finally get together. She's like, I've been waiting to talk to you. I'm like, okay, I mean, you lost some weight and you feel good, right? She's like, yes, but that's not why I want to talk to you. She said, before I started, I actually didn't tell you this part. I went to see 4 doctors. I've been bleeding. This is March or May. So she started in March, I think, March, April, and I'm talking to her in May. She says, before I started your plan, I had been bleeding since December. And I was kind of like, wait, what? Not knowing much about endometriosis. I was, huh? She's like, yeah, it's been pretty difficult and consistent. And I was just like trying to fathom that in my head because I'm a dude. Like, I don't know anything about what. And so I was just kind of listening. She says, but that's not the problem. She says, what happened was I went to 3 doctors. All of them said, you need to have a hysterectomy. Just get the hysterectomy, be done with it, and you won't have to worry about this. But I didn't really want to do that because I'm not sure if I want to have children yet or not. But I went to the 4th doctor, and he said the exact same thing that the previous 3 said, except that I told him I was looking at going on a cleanse for 30 days. He said, you know what? That'll probably do you some good. Let's do that, and then come back and talk. And it's interesting because I always feel the beauty of the moment inside me when I tell the story. She said, but when I came back to the doctor, he told me, although you have endometriosis, you have 0 to no swelling. You can start having children whenever you want. That blew my mind. I had no idea. I had no idea that something that I consider so simple would transform a woman's life from all the swelling and bleeding she had to barely any at all, and allow her the ability to bypass surgery and have the green light to have children. I didn't know, but that's how important it is. What's missing in your life that you think is so normal? Are you taking blood pressure medication just because it's what we do in our culture? Do you know that you're not supposed to be taking blood pressure medication like candy? That's not normal? I didn't know those things. But I've worked with people off blood pressure medicine in 3 months. I've worked with one guy, he lost 85 pounds in 5 months. I mean, it's been a journey of fun, but the reason why it matters is, remember we were talking about vision earlier? And we were talking about how if you're not in your right state of mind, you can't even fathom vision for yourself because you're in disarray, your hormones are all over the place, you got free radicals roaming around. You never get to be yourself. Imagine living the rest of your life never getting to be yourself because of the freaking plate, because of your food choices.
That's deep. Because of the sad diet. That sad got me all messed up.
Damn. You got me rethinking my lunch.
Shoot.
Good though.
Yeah, that's good. That's always good.
See, E, one of the things that we've got it mixed up. We focus on how things taste. And things taste good. And things can taste good. As a matter of fact, nature made everything perfect. It doesn't taste bad. We jack it up. But food is designed to be fuel to go live a freaking life, not the other way around. And because we have it the other way around, we miss out on life because we're so focused on food. I have this new saying I talk about all the time. Baby, if you need comfort food, you might want to slow down and ask yourself a question. Because if you're getting comfort from food, you've got some other issues going on.
That's right.
I'm step on some toes right there.
I'm just saying, like, think about that. I need this. It makes me feel good. Then what are you really avoiding in your life?
Right.
How do we shift that though, man? Because that seems to be like the prevalent mindset. Like you said, we're culturally indoctrinated for that. So how do we change that?
Eric, we I know we touched on this a little bit, but Marquise, if you don't mind, I just chime in real quick. The opposite of addiction is connection.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Opposite of addiction is connection. So if you let me tell you something. If you want to personally grow, if you want to truly personally grow, and I've done it myself, I went on a 30-day no artificial sugar. Okay. Nice. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
right. That's right.
So what I discovered in that 30 days was that I was going to something outside of me that really isn't going to do any good for me to fill in a moment of whatever. So there are little hacks that I use. And instead of driving by the Baskin Robbins, you know, getting the ice cream, I'll get on the phone and actually connect with someone, and that helps me drive by.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Good.
So the opposite of addiction is connection. So if you're addicted to food, if you're addicted to work, if you're addicted to, there is a connection that is missing. And the connection most of the time is with yourself. Is with yourself. That's why so many people are struggling through this pandemic, because, oh my God, I got to spend time with myself. So do you realize that the chances of you being born was 1 in 400 trillion?
Wow.
The fact that you're even here is a miracle. So if you believe in a higher power, you believe in God, is that how you want to repay him? Is that how you want to say thank you?
Right.
I mean, let's be for real, right? I don't like myself, but you were given the gift of life.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, you can do what you want, right? No judgment, no shame, but I'm not living like my life that way. Marquise is not going to live, you know. Eric has taken massive steps. So it's up to you. Like Eric says, right? I don't care what you eat, just be fed. And what we're hoping is that you feed yourself something that will help to your health and vitality. That's why I really wanted Marquise here, and will help, you know, create a vision, right, for your life that is something to look forward to.
Yes.
So Marquise, you're gonna have me change that, because now I really do care what you eat. I care what I eat. So we're gonna have to modify that in some way. I want you to be fed, but I want you to be fed healthy. So
that's good. You know,
got some long jack and chia seeds and stuff to add to our list. But yeah, I care what you fed now. So we'll change that a little bit.
That's cool. Hey, Coach, really quick, there is science that supports exactly what you said. And I have not been able to find the article, maybe because I haven't taken enough time. But the science says this: no addiction is real. Even drug addiction. They say it is a result of lack of connection in community. And they have research to show that when community was brought back and restored, whatever area of emptiness or brokenness, the addiction washed away. Cold turkey, no problem, never returned, because it was never the hook in the first place. That blew my mind.
It makes sense though, if you think about it.
There's a TED Talk on it. There's a TED Talk, and it says, and I forgot who the speaker is, but it's the opposite of connection is addiction. And I was taught that by my coach, Jason Goldberg. But you know what? But it's true though. It's true.
Something straightforward. When we talked about vision and not liking yourself just now, I love that. I love that you don't like yourself. But the reason you don't like yourself is because you've been following the path of someone else. The things we talked about, what you gotta be, what you have to do, all these things that have nothing to do with who you really are. You've been out of touch. As a matter of fact, I was talking to someone a week or two ago, and we were talking about, she's a doctor out of Harvard. We were talking about disarray is really, she had a better, trauma is a result of disconnection of self.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
When you're not one with your spirit, who you actually are, that's when trauma ensues, because you're fighting against yourself instead of being present, allowing it to be whole. So you not liking yourself is a result of something internally not happening about who you actually are versus what you surrendered to. You don't have vision, so you go crazy. You do stuff that makes no sense because you lack vision for who you are. Coach, you've really brought some good stuff today. You got
Yeah, both of y'all. Both of y'all have. I sincerely appreciate it. Like I said, this was more of a selfish endeavor on my own because I feel like I've been fed today. And I just really hope everybody else got something out of it. So
well,
I sincerely
let me tell you, there's like 18 shares on here.
Oh, that's good.
What's up?
Yeah, so
that's cool.
So yeah, I invite you, keep sharing. This is information that can help change someone's life if they decide to apply it.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Marquise.
No, I was agreeing with Don.
I was gonna say is that we've streamlined it. We got the vision and the health thing, and we touched on a lot of more important topics. And I just hope that you're available one day to come back and like there's so much that y'all are providing. Like, man, this needs to be an ongoing thing. Yeah. Like I said, I can appreciate it, and if I can get this like once a week or once every 2 weeks, man, just these kind of conversations is what we need to be.
Yeah, we
do. Appreciate you, man. If you're available whenever you want to, man, just let me know and we'll have you.
You know what? First of all, thank you. And anytime you want, I'd love to come and play. I love being around people who think because I get fed. I get to grow. I get to challenge my thoughts. And like, that was one of the best parts about the military. Whatever thought I had, somebody came and messed it up and blew it up, which makes me happy because that means I'm growing. That's one of the things I love about the city. There's so many people who are not like me that it forces me to grow and expand, to learn that what I thought I knew was trash and that the world is bigger than that. And that feels good. So I'd love to. Oh, and for those of you who are watching, who are not brown, share it. Share this. Your supporters, your allies, share this. Share that we are actually this. People who think, people who connect, people who empower. This is us doing our part of transformation in the community, in the world. This is us showing up with our gifts and talents, offering service, offering coaching, offering insight, offering hope. So share it, please.
Yeah. And the goal is to grow. Like I said, if this branches out to 15 other people doing what they feel in their hearts, then we won, man. That's a win for everybody.
Beginning, if it was one person, it was worth it.
It was worth
it.
No,
absolutely. So Marquise,
yes.
How can whoever is watching, because you planted some seeds, okay? Some real bombs. So I know that you guys are loving Marquise. Not only is he physically attractive, right? But he's also, when he speaks, it's like gold just comes out, you know? So we gave you guys everything. We gave the ladies some eye candy and we gave the men some information, okay? To get the body parts working. So how can they follow you, Marquise? Where can they find you?
So you can catch me on Facebook at facebook.com/Marquise, Marquese. You can also find me on Twitter, which I don't do a lot there, but Twitter and Instagram at the @Marquise, TheMarquese. Stay tuned because I'm getting ready to launch Outer Inner Wellness as well. I'm super excited about it because I've designed some programming to help you work on your internal and some tools to help you work on your external. Nice. I take care of my skin as well. This is how 47 looks when you are most of the time, because I'm so not perfect. Most of the time eating good, most of the time drinking water, constantly cleansing my skin with my skincare line. This is what it looks like.
I got hope
for you as an option.
You saying I got hope, Marquise? I appreciate that.
It's not too late.
I'll definitely be one of your first customers, bro.
You know what the beautiful part about the body is? It naturally heals and repairs itself anyway. Like that's what it's designed to do. All we have to do is give it what it needs to get it done. So it's not too late at all.
I've been, I know I'm saying this out loud into the world, and so Marquise is cool. He won't be upset or anything. But I have been on Marquise about teaching people how to eat healthy while eating out.
Yes.
I have this vision. You know how I am with my vision, Eric, right? I have this vision that Marquise, like you would have a show. You would have a show, Marquise Eats Out or whatever, right? Yeah. And then you show the menu and you're like, hey, no, don't do that. Don't do that. No, you could do this. You could do that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That would be dope, dude.
Where I have that vision for you.
I'm going to add that. You know, that mixed with, I know it's not a thing now, but it will come back. One of my other clients out of Atlanta, he wanted me to do something similar for traveling. So eating out and how to take care of yourself also while on the go. And I would make
like Marquise is on the go. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So we get to see wow, you went to this restaurant, this is what you picked. Because
Yep.
I've learned a lot from you. Like I've learned, like if I'm gonna eat chips, I'm not gonna eat the one that has Corona.
Canola oil.
There you
Or
go.
the ones with Corona either. You
don't want the ones with Corona.
yeah, but that's
He
you.
taught me. You know, he taught me a lot, right? You know, so just like you taught me, you could teach so many other people. So
Yeah.
Dope, man.
Yeah. You have friends. The whole Corona, let's talk about, I don't need to talk about Corona, but remember Corona, that what the research says is that it's not that they died from Corona, it's initiated all the underlying conditions. Well, see, when you remember that 70% of the country is already overweight and obese, we are primed for devastation in this country because we have all the underlying conditions because we just don't change our plate. It's that simple. And I say that to say really quick, Coach Donnie mentioned canola oil. I had to learn the hard way. I started waking up or walking throughout the day, and at different points, randomly, I'd get like a in my heart. Like I could feel an electrical shock. And all I would do is my eyes would get big, like, am I about to die? I don't know what's going on. Nothing else happened. It'd just be the and it'd be a couple times in that day, and I just start freaking out. But because I learned how to look at what I eat and track it to know what's happening and trace it back, and that the body's designed to heal itself and that that's not normal, I was able to trace it back to canola oil. And when I finally got back to canola oil by eliminating and adding other things in, I discovered I wasn't the only person that had an allergy to it, that it's a known allergy for some people. So then I looked up, what's canola oil? Well, canola oil was a manufactured plant designed for fuel. Not human fuel.
That's what I was going to say, not human fuel.
So of course my body should do that. But had I not traced it back and been disciplined enough or taken some Tums or something to, make it subside, I'd be dead. Or at least have had a stroke. Because I'm telling you, it happened at least 10, 15 times before I found out what it was. And now I enjoy French fries. First question on the menu. Excuse me, could you find out what kind of oil that is back there?
No,
Wait. You don't look certain. Please go ask the chef.
There's canola oil.
So that I can enjoy. If I want fries, I just know how to have them.
Yeah.
So just something I learned. But
that's why, Marquis,
that's why
I have this.
Yeah. So so now I'm intrigued even more. So now, is this the kind of content you provide? I know you vary your content, but if I want to find stuff about food and stuff like that, what are some resources you could point me to go?
So Tabitha, Donnie's girl. Remember Tabitha?
Oh, the
funny.
She's not really cooking a lot lately.
She's not cooking a lot? Well, I'm going to give you one of my favorite resources. I have a couple. Number one, Teresa Jordan. Look up Teresa Jordan. Or Raw Teresa. Teresa Jordan is one of the most beautifully sweetest, but will cut you on the planet. She's well into her 60s. She still has Brazilian bikini parties, and she makes it look amazing. Know that to be fact. She looks amazing and astounding. And her husband, Lonnie, is the leader of the band War. He is in his 70s and slim and trim and fit and doing yoga moves and climbing mountains on a regular basis. She does a lot of meal prep and shares them on Instagram and on Facebook. You can learn. You can be inspired.
In Chicago, Marquise?
Amazing source. No, she's out in LA, LA area. And so that's one. And then the other is a good friend of mine, a good associate friend of mine. We're not personal. We know each other well, but we don't hang out. Johnny Juicer. Johnny Juicer is a cool cat. Now, he recently lost his mother, so shout out to you, brother, if you ever see this. Many, many blessings and prayers of peace for you. But Johnny Juicer, he's a cool dude. He does a lot of juicing, a lot of recipes. He's very inspirational. And another person would be Christina Raw. She's a cool chick, too. She does a lot of display, food design, and allows you to follow her and inspire you. Now, why am I saying raw? Number one, it is the highest, most vibrant form of food available, or vibrant form of energy next to the sun, which is where all energy actually comes from. I'm not saying you need to go 100% raw. I am not. I'm saying incorporate a lot more of it into your lifestyle and you will see a lot more differences. Many people take the path of, I'm just going to take it easy because if I do that, it won't stay. you're going to be faster dying and living a less quality life available, trying to be conservative, thinking you can't do something.
Fighting for your
Miss out.
Yep.
It's not about will you stick with it forever. It's about making a change, massive change. Tony Robbins teaches it all the time, right, Donnie? The only way to make change is to make massive change. If you don't make massive change, nothing's going to happen. So you can try to ease on down the road if you want to. Meanwhile, your life will suck compared to what it could be.
Yes.
Compared to what it could be.
Yes. You can either fight for your limitations, which is what, or you can fight for your possibilities. It is up to you. When you fight for your limitations, you're coming from a place of fear. When you fight for your possibilities, you're coming from a place of love.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
T-shirt.
Yes.
That's a T-shirt, Donnie.
That's a T-shirt for real. Stop fighting for your limitations.
Oh yeah, people fight for that. You should see when I'm on calls and I'm like, well, what do you love to do? Well, do you think we can implement? No, I can't. No. Like they fight. People will fight for their limitations.
Me a little bit, wasn't it? Me a little bit too, wasn't it? Don't be trying to call me out.
I'm not talking about you, but you just read it.
I love it.
Okay, guess what? We're here, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And like I said, thank you guys again. Look forward to more conversations, more meaningful conversations.
Thanks for having me.
Reach out to Marquise, reach out to Donnie, both invaluable resources that I'll probably be connected to for the rest of my life if I want to live this purpose-driven life. So I appreciate you guys.
Love you guys. Thanks.
All right.
Love you guys. Okay, bye-bye.
Be fed.
Be fed. Something healthy. Be fed.
Be fed healthily. Be fed long jack, chia seeds, flax seeds, and maca root.
And water.
And water.
Water.
And
Water.
possibilities.
Water's more important than food. I'm gonna leave you with that. Ciao.
Yeah.
All right, later, guys.
All right, later.